What's up, wrestling fans? Thank you for listening to the Steve and Jay Show. I am not Steve, but don't you worry your pretty little heads, because this guy sitting right over here to my right-hand side, he happens to be the Hall of Famer, Steve Frazier. I'm Jason Courier, and if you're a wrestling fan like we are, please click subscribe down below and come back sometime and hang out with us. We love talking wrestling.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We got ROH, right?
We're going to start out this week. This is the Kayfabe conversation for the week of wrestling. We're recording this on September the 20th,
Yes.
2018. 18.
Yeah.
I get a little ahead of myself sometimes.
Excited.
Right? So,
Excited.
we're going to start this week out with Ring of Honor, because, quite frankly, I miss doing my Ring of Honor reviews, and I think I'm going to start doing them.
I think you should bring it back.
I think I'm just going to start doing them again. So,
You should.
yeah. So the night started out with Jay Lethal. He came out and he cut a pretty awesome promo where he said that it is
that's right. The challenge.
Lethal Challenge. He called it, and it's open to any locker room in the business. If you think that you're a wrestler, that you think you're going to come and get it, come and get it.
Come and get it.
It is wide fucking open.
Wow. And so when you say any locker room,
Any locker room.
what are you thinking when he says any locker room?
Now during the thing they did a Will Ospreay. He went up on the Teletron, and it was the big reveal, and he's going to take on Jay Lethal at Death Before Dishonor at their big pay-per-view. So
cool.
That's the whole thing that they were doing with it. But what I thought would be cool is if they had just some super random people come up and accept that Lethal Challenge.
Yeah,
he said open to any locker room.
That's huge.
That's huge. That changes everything.
That's not
That
specific.
could be so. They could do so much fun.
Yeah.
The name that I said was Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be
He's
cool.
the free agent in wrestling.
Right.
Like,
That'd be cool.
Imagine if he accepted the challenge.
Oh, the hype that they would get,
How
too.
fun would that be?
Just,
Like,
oh, man.
Jay Lethal again. John Cena. What if John Cena randomly?
That'd be insane.
Not that he could. I think he's actually under contract. I said he's a
still
free
under
agent,
contract.
but I think like when we were talking about it, I said he was a free agent. But I think he's actually still under contract with WWE. But if he wasn't,
Dude, that'd be
could you
insane.
imagine if he could just randomly pick up a Jay Lethal against
That'd be so
John
cool.
Cena?
Yeah,
Get the
right.
fuck
Get
out
outta
of
here.
here!
Shut
Come
your face.
on, that'd be so
Shut your
fun.
face. Yeah. Just the hype.
Oh.
Just the
Will Ospreay
Dynamic.
versus Jay Lethal is going to be super fun too.
flippies and dippies,
the
baby.
flippies, he does.
Gosh.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
cool.
going to be fun. But,
Yeah.
but
I'm with you on
the
that.
stuff that they could do with this whole open challenge thing, basically to open to any locker room, they could do so much fun stuff
so
with
much.
that. I really hope they do.
Well, the angles
Especially
they can
coming
take.
off of All In when they
All In was cool, yes. And,
and
how
they've
they
got
left
their
it.
MSG thing coming up where they sold out 16,000, I think.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, Bully Ray said.
That was huge.
And speaking of Bully Ray, he came out and confronted Ian Riccaboni. He was interviewing Jonathan Gresham
Yes.
and doing the whole, well, what's next kind of thing with Jonathan Gresham. And then Bully Ray came out and got called Bubba six
How many
times.
times? Yeah.
Steve's
Jared.
kid, Jared, counted how
6
many times Bully Ray.
Wow.
Bully Ray got called Bubba by Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, he called him that 6 times.
He called him
yeah.
Bubba
Little
6
guy.
times.
It was like, oh, that's 6 times. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's so good.
What are you guys
Ring
trying
of
to
Honor
do?
is so
Like, oh my gosh, are you trying to bring back the old character?
So
And
then
where's Devon?
he goes up to Bubba and they're face to face. He grabs he's Bully before he called him Bubba like 19 times.
Yeah.
6, sorry.
Yeah,
He Bully Ray says, "Well, if you want the microphone so bad, why
Come
don't
and
you take it out of my hands?" He's just holding it, and he just literally like reaches and takes it
grabbed
slowly from his hands. Like,
and
thank
if
you.
you need to be on a step ladder, he's doing like 3 steps to get that. You know, he's just like, oh, here you go, thank you.
It's so good.
I didn't think you were gonna do that. Oh, my fault. Holy shit, this
good.
guy's for real.
So then the two of them are going to apparently have a match. They bring Todd St. Clair into the ring, I believe.
Yeah.
And they're going to have this match between Jonathan Gresham and Bully Ray. Bully Ray then kicks Jonathan Gresham in the junk as soon as the match starts.
It was hilarious.
Like, literally, as they're like about ready to do the lockup,
do the lock.
he gets the dick kick in,
Yep.
and of course Todd has to ding, 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 ring the bell.
Of course.
Disqualification. Flip Gordon then comes in and tries to save Jonathan Gresham. He's got a little bit of beef
He loses
with
his shoe when he gets
Bully
in there.
Ray from the All In thing when he was the surprise.
But he loses
So
his
he's
shoe.
got a little thing with Bully, and then he loses his shoe as he comes in. I
Just
thought he
very
got it hit
rewind-
off of him.
Yeah, we had to
but
rewind
he
it.
literally lost it as he ran in the ring.
It was so fast.
Yeah, it was just so fast.
Yeah. That was funny. I was like, oh, shoot. Damn.
And then after Flip after that he catches the big boot and he's trying to make the big save.
Didn't happen.
And then Jay Lethal comes in and saves Flip after he makes the save himself.
Just goes on and on and on and
Yeah,
on.
so it's
Action-packed, folks.
Yeah, it's fun. It's super fun.
I like it. Flippies and dippies.
SCU in the main event, they took on. It was a full SCU. It was
Daniel.
Scorpio Sky,
Sky.
Christopher Daniels, and Frankie
There
Kazarian.
you
All
go.
three of them took on the Briscoe brothers and
Martinez.
Punishment Martinez.
Yeah. I love that guy.
And TV champion Punishment Martinez. And Chris Sabin was on guest commentary doing his best Dean Ambrose impression.
That was so funny.
He actually was really good. I thought he was really good on commentary too, because every once in a while he'd just drop a SCU.
Yeah, it was like, whoa, like what? Like, holy, like very
fun.
Comical.
Yeah, he had the and then
And
even
had the
when
white
he
beater
went
on.
into the ring, he attacked Punishment Martinez with his shoe.
Yeah, like-
so yeah, it was like a very comical
Both of
kind
them.
of edge
Both.
to it.
Both.
Both of
Both
them.
of them.
Both of them.
Shoot.
SCU at the end, though, ended up beating
I
with
know.
the best Meltzer driver ever, which
That
is
was pretty
like
cool.
the best moonsault ever that Christopher Daniels does, combined with the tombstone. So,
and that was pretty dope.
yeah, it's
that was cool.
Super fun.
That was cool.
That's awesome. And it kind of caught me. I hadn't seen it yet. I hadn't seen the best. I'd seen the best.
Oh, so you haven't seen that yet?
Not that.
Not that
the
move?
best
Gotcha.
Meltzer driver
Oh,
ever.
not that
was the
best.
first.
Got you.
That was the first time I'd seen the Meltzer driver, and I've seen the best sun flip. I think it is that
Where he does like the
Christopher
540 or
Daniels
whatever.
does. Yeah, and he jumps up on the second rope, and then he jumps up on the top, and then he does a flip.
Got you.
So that's a sun flip.
Gotcha.
Right. So the best sun flip ever, I think, is what. Anyway, I've seen that, but I hadn't seen the best Meltzer driver ever.
That was
And,
pretty cool.
It was super fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Super fun. Another thing that would be super fun is if the rumors were true
Oh,
and Shawn Michaels, apparently, according to Wrestlezone, they're reporting that Shawn Michaels coming back to the WWE
You know-
is pretty much a deadlock thing going to happen.
right.
We talked about how he's probably going to go into some sort of a tag team match. He's
would have
actually
to,
said
so.
that he wants to go into some sort of a tag team match
Right.
if he even did some sort of a one-off.
Right.
So,
And
and they've got Triple H, they've got Kane, they've got Undertaker.
what's
And
gonna
they've got events outside of the country, which seems to be their biggest thing now.
right Australia, right?
Yeah. They've
That-
got Australia and they've
Right.
got the Crown, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
That's in the other one in
You know, I get where they're going with the direction with it, but it's like, why? Like, if we're fans here locally and we're paying for the network too, and why you got to go to Australia?
I know.
To
You have to wake up so early on
Undertaker,
Saturday
yeah.
just to get to watch it. Yeah, and you notice they haven't broadcast during any of their ads. They just say it's on Saturday.
Yeah, they
It's
don't say
streaming
the
live
time.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
They don't tell you what time it is
Yeah.
because it's probably like 3:00 in the morning West Coast time, like something stupid. We're not going to even be around for.
So they're battling for ratings between that and infomercials.
Right.
We got this unlocked, boys. That tsunami shredder with those hash browns are gonna be great. Trust me.
Ninja ain't got nothing on us.
Oh man, but that's gonna be a good
Flex
match.
Seal can't do nothing for me. We can
I
beat
told you.
Flex Seal. We're WWE. We
I
got
told you.
this. I don't want to go against Monday Night. I don't want to go against Monday Night Football or any of that shit
gonna
anymore.
challenge that.
Or Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
I want to go against Flex Seal.
Look, it floats my boat. Flex Seal.
It's the kind of ratings war I'm after now.
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
You're in 2 foot water. Look at this boat.
Cageside Seats is also reporting that Bobby Lashley ain't too happy with the WWE. Speaking of WWE, he apparently was expecting at this time to have had a Brock Lesnar match, and he has not received that match quite yet.
As he shouldn't. I mean...
No, he should. That would be... I'd love to see that. At least it's something other than a triple threat match with Roman and Braun.
Well, then, if they need to finish what's going on, then now...
Or a match with Roman.
Right, 'cause
or
then
a
it'd
triple
be-
threat match with Roman and
say,
some other
it'd
fucking...
be a
who
triple
gives
threat.
a fuck?
Who gives a fuck?
Jesus. I'm tired of the triple threat match with Braun because they just don't want Braun. He can't possibly... Or Brock. Sorry. Brock.
No, I got you.
I keep saying Braun.
Yeah,
Brock.
no, I got you.
Brock fucking Lesnar, the fucking part-timer that we never get to fucking see.
Yeah.
You know that guy.
But he's like the longest reigning champion. How many defenses he had? Like, good Lord. Boo.
Well, and speaking of Brock, he decided to make, or they had him make another appearance at Hell in a Cell, which was this past Sunday.
Where he kicked in the door.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. Right now, though, I want to talk about Becky Lynch and Charlotte and how Becky Lynch finally won that Smackdown women's title, and she finally got her second reign now as...
And as Charlotte's sitting there crying in the ring.
Yeah, no, that was awesome.
That personal...
It was a good match.
Yeah.
And a cool outcome.
It was like
fans love it.
It was like her
even though they don't want them to.
Well, it was like her giving kudos, like, hey, you beat me.
Yeah. No, yeah, and it was...
You beat me.
It was awesome.
It was a good match.
And she tried to shake her hand afterwards, or Charlotte tried to shake Becky's hand afterwards.
This is mine.
Yeah, Becky was having none of that, of course. Yeah.
Love it.
Man.
Still playing that heel, like what you're talking about, right?
Man,
love it.
Another pretty awesome title match on that evening was the Raw Tag Team title match between Dolph Ziggler and Seth and Dean.
Drew.
Yeah.
And McIntyre. Yeah.
At the end, Seth was trying to set up for the double. He was going for the suplex where he holds on and rolls through, and then he hits the Falcon Arrow. And as he's flipping over for the Falcon Arrow, he catches a Claymore kick from Drew, totally out of the blue, just blasted him. Seth eats the pin, and
that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah. He caught it. He caught it.
No, it was a really fun match too. It was actually probably one of the better matches of the night. Really,
right?
If not the match of the night.
I thought maybe it'd be like a DQ or something.
Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. That one was probably a little bit better, I think. But
yeah. And even with those two, like, I would think they'd have a different plan and a better route for them to go, rather than him talking about his wife and his kids.
I know, and they've totally way overplayed the whole,
done.
And they're still doing it.
Yeah,
they're still continuing it because AJ and we'll get to this in a minute, but on Monday Night Raw, and he tried to move on, and anyway, we'll continue that in a minute. But during the Hell in a Cell, AJ Styles and Samoa Joe,
well, they're banging it out, doing their thing. Right?
Well, and Samoa got the coquina clutch on him, and he had him, and AJ rolled him up over the top and got pushed his shoulders down to the mat and got the pin for the win.
1, 2, 3.
So
right.
Kind of a little bit of a sneaky kind of win for the champion, especially in a match where they so played up the whole. It was so personal.
It was so
and
personal,
then to have him end the match with he should have hit the shit out of him and then won the match.
I would think that.
Not caught him on a roll up.
Really?
One or the other. Either one. Whoever won it
I'm gonna hold your pants. I'm gonna hold your
pants. Just knocked the shit out of the other one and then won it. Like, caught him with something.
Show your aggression.
Yeah, it's okay to catch him with something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, if MMA has taught us anything, it's that it's
catching.
Okay for one
Catching.
person to catch something from another and win. Like, that's okay. That's excusable, quote unquote, excusable.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. You can catch something. Like, whoever you want to win that match, have them catch something out of the blue kind of thing instead of a fucking roll up, which is their like interpretation of catching them. Is the roll up. But have them like catch something.
Right.
Have them,
Come on.
Yeah.
What's the matter, you?
Yeah, and speaking of MMA too, Miss Ronda Rousey, who has converted over to either the dark side or the light side, depending on your
interpretation and how you see her.
Right.
Well, she has that open challenge too, though, right?
Yeah, and she tried to do, which again we'll also get to, but during Hell in a Cell, she defended her title against Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
It was Alexa's rematch, and to me, this Hell in a Cell was a little bit underwhelming.
It was.
It was good. It was really good. The main event kind of spoiled it when the whole Brock, like you said, he kicked the door in, which was cool. The whole Brock kicking the door in, that was cool. And he looked great. He looked fucking awesome. He looked like somebody that's about ready to fucking murder somebody.
No, yeah, and that beard,
yeah,
he's
he
got that
looked
new look,
amazing.
Slim.
Like, he looked fucking awesome.
No, yeah,
But the whole Paul Heyman spraying Mick Foley with the pepper spray. Why did you have to do that, number one? Stupid. You already did that with Roman. Shouldn't have even fucking brought that into the picture.
To eliminate him.
Then why even bring him in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know.
Stupid.
I didn't really understand the whole...
No, I didn't get that either. I didn't like that.
Where the direction they were going with
but
that.
It was kind of cool to see Brock literally kick the door in.
That was cool. And then him with the tables and beating the shit out of
and
tables.
with the pieces of the table, like, that had to hurt.
Get out of here.
For real. That had to really
come on.
Really, really, really hurt a whole bunch.
I mean, the length, the width.
Yeah, those little and he was breaking
There's
them.
so much.
He's hitting them hard enough.
Yeah.
I actually, one of my...
Oh, shit.
My accidentals that I've...
Accidentals. I like that. I like the start of that.
Steve and I used to work at the same grocery store. And he worked at the Milk Box, which was in the same location as Produce where I worked.
Right. So we're always...
And so we're always kind of around one another as we work during the day.
Yeah.
At one point, he was back in the warehouse, and I had a piece of cardboard, not a fucking table, a piece of cardboard I was taking back to the baler. It was a broken down piece of cardboard, flat. I came running up behind Steve, and I whacked the living fuck out of his backside. I smacked his ass with the fucking cardboard.
Holy shit.
And he reacted like I had just hit him with...
Dude, that slapped the shit out of me.
So I can't imagine how a fucking piece of wood table, particle board...
Yeah, like you just even break at that, even at that
and
that
he hit them hard enough to break it. How bad would that fucking hurt?
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, so
no.
That part was cool. Like, all that was just all well and fine and good, but...
The beast incarnate.
But come on, why are we even fucking around with Brock and this whole thing again? I thought this was... They just need to... I'm tired of Braun and Brock and Roman. I'm tired of all fucking three of them, and not in... I would be fine with all three of them having some sort of something with somebody else.
Right.
But quit fucking around with the three of them together. I'm tired of it. I'm over
I can
it.
tell you are rattled.
I
can
over
tell.
it. I'm like, quit it.
Yeah, no kidding though, right? But
knock it the fuck off already.
Musavi.
Shanti.
Yeah, Shanti. No, but I'm with you though. They need to slow the roll on that a little bit and figure out what they need to do because it's getting old.
And the whole thing was they've led this to, so Raw started out this week with they're now promoting the Crown Jewel, the WWE Crown Jewel, which is what they're calling their next Saudi Arabia thing. And that's what, like, they used Hell in a Cell to set up their crown jewel.
Right. I could see that. You know, in their marketing scheme is just kind of
They're
off base.
pushing
It's bad.
everything.
It's bad.
We talked about this earlier tonight too while we were watching NXT. We talked about how they're going world.
Yeah, we did.
They're going worldwide.
Right.
They're pushing things more. Like we have the Showdown coming up that's in Australia.
Okay, yeah.
And now
And
the Crown
Mesbine
Jewel
or whatever.
that's in like, and
And
so
Saudi.
yeah. And that's their main promotions that their pay-per-views that they're promoting right now.
And so that's what
Even over Hell in a Cell previous.
Well, yeah, but that's what we're saying too. Like, this is Undertaker's last match.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know,
Maybe.
I'm not saying anything
He's
bad.
kind of already done the whole last match thing.
I
before,
know, but
so.
I'm just saying though, let's just play like what they're saying.
It's like when the Rolling Stones go out for their final reunion tour.
When's the last time
6
we've seen
fucking
Taker?
times.
When's the last time we've seen Taker? And so you're gonna let people in Australia see Taker? That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm
so
just
that's
saying,
going to be
I'm just
really
saying.
his real final match is going to be not in this country. Really,
It'll be WrestleMania.
probably not.
I mean, whatever.
Also on Raw, The Undertaker announced that he was going to have his
That was cool.
brother of darkness, brother of destruction, Kane,
Watch him in the corner.
with him because
Yes.
Triple H is going to have Shawn
Shawn
Michaels,
Michaels.
so he needs.
And Shawn Michaels ended, or I ended Shawn Michaels' career.
I'll murder him. It's fair.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And it's cool too, because I mean, it brings you back in the day when you get to see all of them in the ring at once. You
Right.
know, like,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
No. Yeah.
You know, like you don't get a chance to see that a lot. So
No, and
You know.
then the nostalgia aspect
Yeah,
of it, that's
yeah.
fun. Like, that's cool. But, damn, you don't need to...
yeah,
There's other things in the company that you should, I think, be promoting.
right.
Above Undertaker and Triple H.
Yeah,
Over Shawn Michaels. Over Kane.
yeah. No, you're right. No, you're totally right. And it's like
Over McFoley.
Well, it makes you think like, where are they going with this? Like, where like
They are reaching.
lost? Yeah,
They're
lost.
Reaching, man.
Lost. Whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of reaching, Baron Corbin did a
My
little bit of a
weenie.
reach on Monday Night Raw
God.
where he set, early on, he had set a match with Roman Reigns, and he was just sure that he was going to take the belt off of Roman. And he also suggested to Dolph Ziggler that he invoke his
with Seth.
rematch for his Intercontinental Championship against Seth,
How'd that work
current
out?
Intercontinental holder.
Like, good
Assuming
Lord.
that Seth wouldn't show for the match.
Right, because he was injured, right, and that's what they said. And
So,
that's,
and he wasn't even there that night at the time, so he's not going to show.
well, that's what Corbin was trying to coerce to, you know, Dolph. Like, hey, you know, I'm assure you that he's not going to be able to be here. He's not here. He's medically like just
It's
down in
not
the
happening.
dumps. It's a guaranteed win, bro.
In the end, Seth Rollins ended up getting the stomp. And they don't call it the curb stomp
Yeah.
anymore. They can't, apparently. So he ended up getting the stomp on Dolph and defended his title. It was a pretty fun match. It was
entertaining.
actually really fun.
You know, it was entertaining.
Dolph always puts on a good show, so does
for
Seth.
sure.
So you can't go wrong with either one of them.
No, you can't.
Yeah. So another thing you can't go wrong with is you can't go wrong with an open challenge for the title, which Ronda Rousey thought that
Amazing.
she would try to do, and Natalia did the. Well, the guys just go out there and do it.
I was gonna say, yeah, that was the interesting part when she was asking how did she
And
do
she
it.
said, "Oh, well, be careful because
was-
anybody can answer it."
Yeah.
AKA, I'm going to answer that. Which
That was interesting.
Ronda went out to the ring. She did her open challenge thing,
Right.
and Natalia's music hit. And instead of Natalia walking
came
out,
out?
she got drug out by the Riot Squad,
Yeah.
and the Riot Squad then attacked Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Ronda
So they
kind
get-
of slowly started picking them apart until the Bellas came out and rescued the Riot Squad from
So are they starting up?
from Ronda Rousey.
Are they starting up some fun?
Yeah,
Like,
so
you know
that's
I mean?
what they're.
So,
Yeah, So neato.
You know, neato.
Neato.
He's so neato.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Bellas,
I'm not either.
but
Just boo.
I am a big fan of the Open Challenge, and I am a big fan of Ronda Rousey every Monday night defending her
for sure.
title against any challengers.
Well, who does that anymore?
Be so fun if she actually did it.
Yeah, nobody does that anymore.
Like, beyond tonight, if they actually did it, and it wasn't just like a one-off story thing where they
have like
they did it just for the story of dragging Natalia out there,
or just having the match planned and set up. Rather than just having, hey, you know what? Anybody want to walk out? Let's do this. You know, nobody does that anymore. You know, and I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It's like the John Cena bringing him back up.
Yeah, it's like the whole Cena thing where he does his whole Cena's Open Challenge. Well, yeah, it'd be cool if for the women's title, if Ronda did, she'll probably armbar everybody.
And that's like Ricochet, and
but
I love it.
That'd be cool.
I love it.
It'd be super cool.
Love it. Open Challenge, baby.
It'd be super cool. Yeah.
Open break some barriers.
You can't beat a good Open Challenge.
Let's break some barriers.
Yeah, super cool.
Come on.
Another thing I kind of like is the Lio Rush hooking up with Bobby Lashley. I actually really, really like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool little combination, especially if they're going to break down 205 Live and they have to do something with the 205
Piece
Live guys.
Yeah.
Like, that would be really cool because Lio Rush can bang in the ring like big time.
Well, at one point,
so
it
for
worked.
him to be a manager and like the little manager to big old Bobby Lashley, and you're thinking like you get in that mindset of and then he comes out.
At one point, it worked. I mean, look at Rey Mysterio and Big Show.
Yeah,
you know,
the big and the little have worked before.
They ended up being tag teams. You know, and so they were tag team champions. So I like it. Let's mix it. You know, why not have a big and a small together? You know, and why just have big and bigs?
And another kind of storyline that I'm not sure where they're going with too. They had so Bobby Lashley had a match with Elias,
right?
And in the match, at one point, Kevin Owens comes out, and
why?
Lio Rush ends up hitting Insecurity on Elias, which causes the disqualification.
Right.
So
now there's a problem. Like, you made me lose the match,
Elias
bro.
wins.
I had this.
But Kevin Owens is mixed in with it somehow. So I don't know if they're using this whole thing to break Lio Rush into the main roster and have him wrestle, or if they're just going to keep him as a manager.
Right.
I don't know what they're doing with.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. Like, it don't make sense to me. Like, how it flows, it just doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
They seem lost.
Yeah.
Like, what do we do?
Yeah, I don't really.
I don't know, bro.
Don't really quite get it either.
Don't know.
Yeah. The main event of the evening, as
that was a good one,
was spoken by Constable Baron Corbin. He set up his own match against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. He, at one point during the match, he hit Roman with a chair, and much like his match against
oh man, it's
Finn Balor.
There you go.
He said,
same thing. Good call.
You know what? I forgot to mention it's a DQ.
It's a DQ.
No DQ.
Did I not?
No DQ match.
You didn't hear that?
There are no disqualifications in this match. So match is to be restarted. Dolph and Drew came out at one point to help out Baron Corbin. Oh, Strowman came out first. First Strowman came out, and then Dolph and Drew came out.
Because it's a
and
no
then
DQ.
Seth and Dean came out, and then there's just madness and craziness. And what rises from the madness and craziness always in WWE?
Who?
A Roman spear.
Woo!
Roman hits his spear.
Yeah.
And,
Typical, right?
ends up winning the
Just
match.
so typical.
What rises above everything? A Roman Reigns
above?
spear.
Wait, hold on. What rises above anything?
Everything. What rises above all that craziness that was going on, and what?
Roman,
when the dust settles,
a Roman spear.
Who's standing on top with a spear? Roman fucking Reigns.
Yeah,
that's
that guy.
Who.
That guy.
Who.
Jesus. Good Lord.
Yeah. So that was Raw for the week. SmackDown started out with a promo of their own. I actually kind of liked this, but I'm done with it at the same time.
Yeah.
Miz started out. He came out to the ring, and he pretty much was talking down Brie and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, It's to boost up their ratings.
No, yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what the whole
Total Divas and the Miz and Mrs. So,
so
I mean, what all there was shit talking.
Yeah.
No,
and the Daniel, he was shit talking. Daniel Bryan comes into the ring because he's gonna defend his wife's honor. And he kicks the Miz, who falls into Maurice into the corner, and she's holding her stomach, and she's rolling around, and Daniel Bryan, you can see he's just devastated. Like, I can't believe I did that. I'm so sorry. He's saying, you can see him mouthing the words, genuine, I'm sorry.
Right? Yeah.
And Maurice then cracks the smile, and the Miz goes for the skull-crushing finale, but doesn't get it. Daniel blocks it, goes against the ropes, hits the Miz into Maurice once again, though. So eventually,
she gets knocked off.
Yeah, she eventually does get the bump, and then now Miz is doing the whole I'm so sorry thing. My gosh. So that, I mean, it's a continued storyline of the same thing, though.
It needs to end.
It's about time to just end it and
just come on. Let's
just be done with it and move on to something else.
I mean, let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Another thing that they finally went to, let's just end it and be moving on to something else. The United States champion Shinsuke Nakamura took on Rusev.
That was...
Before the match, they showed Aiden English in the backstage area, and he got into a little bit of a rant about how he's the one that started Rusev Day, and Rusev is nothing without him. Lana's nothing without him. And then he turns around and who's behind him but fucking Lana. So she says, I'm going to tell Rusev right now. And he's doing the apologetic thing. They get into the match, and Aiden English is on the outside. He's way overplaying the whole
he's playing
chanting thing.
The victim, and
and he's been the whole time. He's been trying to just be the guy helping out.
I've been in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. So at the end of the match, which was actually a pretty good match between Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura, which looked like the whole time Rusev had the edge. He was going to win that match. That's what I was going to say. It looked like it was going to...
1 point, right.
Yeah. So Aiden jumps up on the apron, and he says, Rusev, crush!
Shoot.
And Rusev gives him that kind of sideways look like, motherfucker, what'd you just say?
What'd you say? Yeah.
And he kind of turns around to him, and at that time, Shinsuke rolls him over grabs the tights a little bit, rolls him over.
Of course.
And gets the
1, 2,
pin
3
for the win, of course, real quick. Yeah. At the end of the match, after Shinsuke got the pin for the win and defended his title, Aiden English then attacked Rusev in the ring, which is the big long time coming. They've finally went and done it.
Right.
They've been flirting around with it. They looked like they were going to do it here a few weeks ago.
I thought they were.
They went back to not doing it, and then now they're doing it again.
Well, when he was the reason why Rusev lost the first time, and then the reason why Lana lost that one the next time following, I thought for sure he'd be like, all right.
He had got his nose in Lana's matches. He got his nose in Rusev's matches.
But he's like what you're saying. I'm just helping out.
Right. He was trying to help out, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work. Yeah. But he did do the whole Rusev Day thing. He was still,
the music.
He was the one that started Rusev Day. Well, he sung the song in the promo, but anyway. What was at one point to me the match of the week until I watched NXT and saw
match of the week. Ooh, what you got?
Samoa Joe against Andrade Cien Almas to me was, at the time, I thought that was a match of the week. I really like this match a lot.
Almas is coming up.
Almas is on the come up.
He's on the come up.
The finish is what got me. And when Andrade went in for the hammerlock DDT, and he's going to flop it over, and AJ did the flip, and then he
did his
flip back over, and then got him in the Styles Clash, and then hit the Styles Clash, got the win. That was just such an awesome finish to such an awesome match. Like, it was perfect match until Samoa Joe
I was gonna say, yeah,
got into the ring and attacked AJ Styles again. I wish they would just move on from the whole Samoa Joe thing.
Right,
And
me too.
Let's just have Andrade and
yeah, exactly. You know,
AJ go at it.
That was a better match.
We can have
between
such
those
a good
two.
little program between.
But it was a better match between those two than.
Can you imagine if they had a pay-per-view match where they just beat the living hell out of each other? Like a big match between the big promoted match between the two of those, kind of show those two could put on.
Lumberman Jack
or Lumberjack.
Lumberjack.
Yeah.
Lumberman Jack.
Lumberman Jack. You know what I mean? Lumberman Jack. Sounds like
Lumberjack.
You know what? Lumberman Jack. That should be like your dating profile.
Yeah.
Lumberman Jack.
Got you all night long,
ladies. I'm 6'4".
I'm a Lumberman Jack.
Lumberman Jack.
Shit.
Good.
Yeah.
Another champion.
Christian.com or Christiansonly.com.
Farmers Only.
Farmersonly.com.
Farmers. You don't have to be lonely.
At farmersonly.com. Yeah.
Okay. Now that we've given free commercials to farmersonly.com, that probably doesn't even exist anymore. Do they? Could they?
Farmers,
It's
I don't even
probably
know.
A hot burn. Would,
Yeah, like farmers don't even have cell phones.
They live in rural areas.
They
don't exactly have.
I don't see how you can have a chat line on the phone and you're in buttfuck Egypt. I don't understand it.
The funny thing is, I never really actually thought of it that way.
I mean, think about it. Like,
pretty good point. They probably missed that as a business model.
I don't know. Like, really? Like, okay, cool. I don't know. I didn't know they had cell phones over there.
So as I was trying to say, another champion, the women's champion,
good one.
SmackDown,
Good one.
had her big correlation, which wasn't quite the correlation that Ronda Rousey received. It was just Paige in her new short haircut looking.
Well, it's like how you said it too, though.
Presenting the belt.
Her character, though. It's like how you said, though. Like, how they're dealing with her character is just kind of bad.
I know. They need to just keep her the way she was and just...
Why is she asking now and now trying to be friends with everybody?
And the funny thing is, the darker they try to make her, the more people like.
I like that with her makeup.
Yeah, like they just try to shove that down your throat, and the crowd chanted her name when she came out. They chanted "You deserve it" when Paige presented her to the belt.
Right.
She called Charlotte out, and they were still chanting for Becky. And even when Charlotte was out there, they're still chanting for Becky.
Yeah,
it's like at this point, the WWE universe is like, you know what? Fuck your heel turn.
Yeah.
You're not going to fucking do this. I'm like, no, we're speaking our mind, and this is what.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna still.
This is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, this is how it's gonna be. You're gonna make her a tweener, and that's how it's gonna be. Yeah. Which they need to have more tweeners. It doesn't need to be a "you're the bad guy, I'm the good guy."
Well, they have
We're gonna fight.
There needs to be competition between the tweeners.
No, it has to be. But yes, but you can have The Rock and Stone Cold.
Right.
You can argue that both of those guys were pretty much tweeners through their whole careers. They were turned babyface and they were turned heel at each time during their careers, one way or the other.
Well, it's like the Attitude Era.
But even when they were turned, they still did heely things when they were baby faces.
Yeah, but
and they still did babyface things when they were heels.
You couldn't do what they were doing then now.
They were very tweener.
You couldn't do that now. No. So.
I think you can now. I think you can even more now.
They destroy characters. It's like
no, WWE's a character eater.
Yeah, like
they're the characters like Hungry Hippo. You know, remember that game when you just all you gotta do is hit the button over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, you just eat. That's WWE.
Balls, I want to
That's what WWE.
Give me all those balls.
That's how WWE is with wrestling. And wrestling is all the balls, and they are the Hungry Hippo. They just yeah.
Give me.
It's what they want. They don't give a shit about what the balls are. They don't give a shit what the character is of the balls. They don't care. They're just looking to
characters of the balls.
They're trying to eat.
Yeah. I like white.
Yeah. So anyway, what was to me the match of the week on NXT between Ricochet and Pete Dunne, the champion versus champion match.
Ooh. You know, I had better expectations with that match.
Yeah, see, I thought that was real. I thought it was a great match.
It was a great match, but as far as
I want to
Pete
see
goes,
him fight again.
As far as Pete goes, I thought he could have done more. You know what I mean? Like, Ricochet always puts on a good show.
Pete takes a good beating, though.
He sells it. He takes a good beating, but
gives a good beating too.
And
Ricochet takes a good beating.
I didn't see that from. I don't know.
See, I thought it was really good.
I didn't see that hype, that energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he just had something lost. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
Ricochet always, he always performs and does his thing, but as far as the UK, and I know like belt for belt, and
it was a really long match too.
Right.
Like, they beat the hell out of each other for a while. Like, there was a few times during the match where both of us thought, okay, that's it.
That's it.
Okay, it's over.
Look how many times
he's going to win.
He would flip after getting on his back on the mat, and then
there was a few
flipping up,
times.
and it was like, whoa.
Yeah, and then at the end, of course, it ended the way that we should have figured that it had ended. When Undisputed Era came in, they attacked Ricochet mostly. Yeah. And yeah, of course it had ended in DQ. They couldn't have had. They're not going to flip title. They're not.
I was going to say, can't exchange hands. Yeah,
they're not going to do any of that.
Not here tonight.
So yeah, we should have seen that one coming, but it was still really fun. I still got totally caught up in it.
It was cool. Yeah. I liked it.
That was
it brought me back to life. You know, because I was kind of.
And then War Machine came.
Boom. Oh yeah, War Machine.
War Raiders.
Oh,
sorry,
my bad.
War Raiders came out and chased off.
And how long was it?
So they're doing something
5
with War Raiders and
seconds
Undisputed.
Yeah.
So I'd take that. I'll take War Raiders and
they're
Undisputed
relevant.
If they just fucking get after it already and not
they're relevant.
They keep having them.
You're a fan of
them.
You're a fan of them.
No, I'm a big fan of them, and I hope that it's not one of those things where they're cool in NXT, and they still let them do kind of the stuff that they're used to doing in NXT, like the agile kind of things for big guys that they get to do, that they did at Ring of Honor, that
I see what you're
they still get to do in NXT because they film a month's worth of shows in a day.
I know you said that with 2 shows that you see with the same arena.
Hop onto the main roster when you're wrestling 4, 5, 6 nights a week, and as a big dude, you can't do that kind of beating. It's not going to work long term. So that's my only
shorter matches, the better.
That's why I wish they would have just stayed in Ring of Honor / New Japan and just done what they did. They were. Right. Do you really want to be Gallows and Anderson right now?
Yeah. Where are they at?
And they were badass.
Yeah.
Not so much now.
Not now.
No. So.
They are property of. Yeah. So Rob in California is the first starter because we got 2 of them, right?
Yes, we have 2.
So Rob in California, if you could have any 2 matchups against each other in Hell in a Cell ever, who would you pick?
This is one I picked because I actually really like this one.
Ooh.
Actually, I picked both questions this week.
Ooh.
But
what do you got?
I didn't have an answer for this. I wanted to hear yours first.
Oh, you want to hear mine? Ooh. I would have to say
an answer for this, but
I would have to say Stone Cold Steve Austin and Goldberg.
Ooh. Wow. In Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
Wow. Or like WWE Goldberg? Like old school Goldberg?
Old school.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Okay.
But
Hell in a Cell would have to have Undertaker in it. Undertaker Stone Cold in a Hell in a Cell might be decent.
Or Bret Hart.
But I want somebody who can take a better beating than Stone Cold.
Bret Hart.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I was a Bret Hart fan growing up.
Kind of back in the older days.
You know what?
What you got?
Macho Man.
Ooh, Macho Man and Undertaker?
Undertaker. Macho Man.
He's a high flyer.
Macho Man in his prime. Undertaker in his prime.
You on the gas. You look dream.
And I got my Macho Man shirt on, too. How the fuck didn't I think of that before? Of course, yeah. Macho Man.
That would
because
be
you know
a
what?
good
My
match.
favorite cage match ever, like my first match where as a kid when I was watching wrestling, and my first oh my god I love this moment
Right.
was when I was a kid. It was a WrestleMania match between Macho Man and Superfly, Jimmy Snuka.
Jimmy Snuka.
And when Snuka jumped off the top of the cage and
yeah.
gave Macho Man the splash.
Crazy.
Like that kind of crazy stuff. Like,
Open up styles.
tell me Macho couldn't do. I want to see a Macho Man drop off the elbow off the top of the cell onto
That'd be so dope.
a table.
Through a
Because you
table.
can't actually do it through somebody. Cause
Yeah.
you cut him in half.
Yeah,
but-
you do it through a table
Yeah,
on
but
the mat.
give me a Macho Man elbow drop, even
be a
just
good
like
match.
halfway off the cage onto
That'd be a
Undertaker.
good match.
Like, yeah. Give me Macho Man and Taker in their primes.
Casket?
Both of them in their
Casket?
primes. No,
I know.
no, Hell in a
I'm
Cell.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's the Hell in a Cell.
So we got Mike in Florida, and it said, Steve, Jason calls you a Hall of Famer. Why? Are you really a Hall of Famer, or is he just kidding? Oh, so this is a personal question.
So he called you out.
Kind of caught me off guard on this question.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
know where to go with this. But,
See, I told you I picked out both questions this week because both of them were a surprise to Steve.
Well, shit. I actually am. In our high school, or in my high school, we were #1 in the nation 2 years in a row. We were 66-4
In where
in
were you?
Clovis High School.
Clovis High School.
California.
Near Fresno, right?
Yeah, Clovis, California. We didn't get recognized until, like, the same thing with Gillen was talking about, too, like, how many years later.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like, with my group, too, with
We
that,
did an interview with Mike Gillum, who was a former teammate of
Right.
Steve's,
in college.
which you can actually check out on our channel. We haven't posted it yet, but we will.
Right. You know, and it's funny that you actually looked into that to actually see if it's true or not. So if you do that, look it up. I mean, it was 97,
So it's
98.
97, 98, Clovis High.
And so, like, it was nuts. So you're bringing back some memories, and no, he's not kidding. But
So Steve was a pitcher. He was a left-handed. He's lefty. Left-handed
Lefty.
pitcher. Left-handed starting
Wrong
pitcher.
arm. Yeah.
Yeah, he throws from the wrong side of his body.
Yeah, it was cool. It was interesting.
Yeah, so that's why I call him the Hall of Famer, because he is actually a Hall of Famer.
With Daryl
I'll
LaMonica.
take the ropes from his
Daryl
embarrassed
LaMonica.
ass right now.
Yeah.
I call him the Hall of Famer because he actually is a Hall of Famer. He is a former, quite accomplished baseball player. He was from the time of a very young age. He actually grew up with the same type group of people through Little League. They were quite good together, and they ended up in the same high school together because it was from a small area. So, of course, they're going to end up in the same spot. They ended up concentrated in the same high school as well,
Yeah.
and
Public.
were a big fucking deal for 2 years in a row. And so that's why I call him the Hall of Famer. He also played in the junior college level and then in the collegiate level as well.
Yeah. A little semi-pro and shit.
Yeah, and he
was
was
fun.
drafted twice by the Milwaukee Brewers. So
Are you kidding
that's
me?
why I call him the Hall of Famer, is because of his baseball thing. It has
we
nothing
drink
to do
Miller.
with wrestling.
Yeah,
but,
no, I'm not a
but
wrestler.
that's why I call him
Right on.
Stephen Frazier, the Hall of Famer.
And what's cool is you're in Florida, and I'm a Buccaneers fan, so that's awesome.
true. I hadn't thought
That's
of that.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I hadn't even thought
so,
of that. Totally.
Hey,
Yeah.
fire
So
them cannons.
maybe you ought to hit this guy up sometime and ask him
Fire them
why he's the
cannons.
Hall of Fame. He can tell you a few stories, and you guys can talk Buccaneers football.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So good show,
Yeah,
good
so-
show, good questions.
Thank
man.
you guys for
totally caught
listening.
me off guard real
Yeah.
quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but wow. Thank you for the surprise. I
yeah.
like it.
So
Now my
anyway, thank you guys for listening to us. We very much appreciate it. If you haven't, please click subscribe down below and hit that little notification bell to receive notification when we post our new stuff. We record on Thursdays. We post on Fridays. That
Which we've
is
been
the
good on.
idea. We've actually been good boys
Yeah.
here lately. That was the idea from the get-go, but we were bad boys for a while, and we've actually... This
Singular.
is our
Singular.
first
Fourth.
show beyond 1 month, right?
It's like
so
the
it's our
fourth,
fifth.
5th episode.
So
yeah.
we've gone a month and then a week now. So, thank you guys for listening. We love you guys. Thank you.
Love you.
Good night.
If they callin', I gotta go and get it all, yeah, I never stop it, I'm always popping this microphone and I'm dropping this heat and I'm never stopping, it's about action, we making moves, we actually be making plays, when we step to the microphone, we kill this every day, Steve and Jay, what's up, we about to cruise, y'all sleeping on a snooze, wake up, cause it's the crew.
Yeah.